Today I'll explain multiple inheritance in Java using VS Code. What is multiple inheritance? Multiple inheritance is the process of acquiring the properties and methods from more than one superclass to one subclass. So here we are taking more than one superclass, like two superclass, and it goes on. So it depends on our application how many superclass you want to take, but you need to derive all these superclass features into only one subclass. Now that is the concept of multiple inheritance, where properties are nothing but instance variables and methods are nothing but the functions. Now if you can see this diagram, two parent classes and one child class. So minimum two, and it could be n number, but all the features need to be derived into one subclass. Then that is called as multiple inheritance. Now when you go for multiple inheritance, this multiple inheritance is not achieved directly in Java due to a diamond problem. Now we'll understand what is a diamond problem. Now the diamond problem is also called as deadly diamond of death. Is an ambiguity that arises when two classes B and C, for example, they are giving B and C inherit from A. So A is a superclass, B and C is a subclass of A. And class D inherits from both B and C. So D is a subclass for B and C. So A is a superclass, B and C is a subclass for A, and D is a subclass for B and C. If there is a method in A that B and C have overridden and D does not override it, then which version of the method does D inherit? That of B or that of C? So here we are talking about method overriding. Method overriding is nothing but when you have a method name, its return type, and the parameter list is same in superclass and subclass, that is the concept of method overriding. So here if B and C are trying to derive the features from A, and if suppose there is a method in A and that they want to override in B and C, but in D class we are trying to call the overridden method from B and C, then the compiler doesn't understand, because here B is holding the same sort of method signature and C is also holding the same method signature. Then the D is not having the idea to which one to be or which one is to be called. So that is leading to a problem. Now here you can see in the diagram. So class A is a superclass, class B is a subclass for A, and class C is also a subclass for A. Now class D is trying to inherit its features from B and C. Now if you see this much area, that is called a multiple inheritance. So let's say there is a method in A and that method is overwritten here B and C. Now class D object need to be created, and if they are calling the overridden method, because overridden method means the method name is same, parameters are same, then the class D is creating an object of itself because it is subclass, and it is the overridden method is called. Now here the compiler doesn't understand, should I need to call a method, overridden method from B or C, because D is extending from both B and C. So the method is here and the same method is here also. So whenever I'm creating an object of subclass called D and I'm calling the method, the compiler doesn't understand whether it should go for B or C. Now that is a problem in multiple inheritance, and if you are leading to this problem, that is called as a diamond problem. Now to overcome this in Java, we have interfaces concept. To overcome the diamond problem, interfaces are used in Java. We'll see what is interface. Interface in Java. Now interface in Java is a collection of abstract methods and final variables. So abstract methods are the methods without body definition, and every abstract method is terminated with a semicolon. Now that is the rule. When you talk about class is a collection of methods and instance variables, what we say. There, the methods are called as concrete methods because it holds the body definition inside a class. When you talk about interface, we are saying that it is purely an abstract method. Now, the abstract methods are the methods without a body definition. So you have the method signature. That method signature to be terminated with a semicolon. You are not supposed to write any logic for that one. That method is called the abstract method. And final variables are nothing but constants in Java, whose value will remain same throughout the program. So the interface is a combination of both abstract method and final variables. And there is no hard and fast rule, like both need to be there. Either one is also been available into the interface. So it can hold an abstract methods as well as the final variables. Now, interface keyword is used to declare an interface in Java. The class keyword is used for class declaration. Interface keyword is used for the interface declaration. Interfaces can be implemented by a class using implements keyword. Because in interface we are writing abstract method. Now we need to write a logic for the abstract method. So where do we write? So we need to write in a class. But when you are writing the class declaration, you need to use an implements keyword followed by the interface names. More than one interface can be implemented at a time. That is the concept of multiple inheritance, where two superclasses or more than two superclasses, one subclass. So at a time we can implement more than one interface. Now, object cannot be created for interface since all methods are abstract in the interface, but we can create a reference variable for an interface. Because all methods are abstract, there is no body definition so for the method. So we can say that there are no well-defined methods in the interface. So that's the reason we cannot create the object, but we create a reference variable where reference variable doesn't hold any memory. Now coming to syntax of interface, how do you write? So as I said, we use interface keyword followed by the interface name. Let's say the first interface. So I'm writing interface name 1. Inside that we write abstract methods and final variables of interface 1. Then close the brace. Then interface, one more interface. So one more interface keyword followed by interface 2. Then abstract methods and final variables that are for interface name 2. Now these methods need to be implemented in a class. So I take one class that I make it as a subclass. And by using implements keyword, I'm implementing interface name 1, interface name 2. And what all methods are available inside these need to be implemented in this open and close brace. So the logic or the body definition should be written in the subclass. Now I'll show the demonstration of the multiple inheritance through interfaces. Just type Visual Studio Code in your search bar. You need to have the software. Now once you type, you get the environment of the VS Code. Just check that environment and see which are windows are not uploaded. You can close it. And now I need to create one folder to save the files. So I already have a folder and I have created one folder and I put two files. I'll just explain that file. Now here I will show what is the problem with multiple inheritance when you go for extending classes. Then we'll see how to overcome with interfaces. So I was saying something called diamond problem, right? So I will explain that. Now here we have a class followed by the class name. So I'm writing A. Now here we are writing one method called display method, and I'm printing some output called class A display method called. Now this class is over here. Now class B extends A. So A is becoming a superclass, B is a subclass, and A is a superclass. In this also the same method is there. Same method, that means what? Overriding. So whenever you get the overriding problem, then only the diamond problem has been created here. So here display is same and subclass is also writing its own display method. You can see here class B display method called. Now one more class C is extending A. So A is a superclass, B and C is a subclass for A. Still we are writing display method. So this has also been overriding from A. See, whenever you see overriding, here the complete syntax is same in subclass. Here this is also subclass syntax is same. Here the superclass is also the same. So whenever you talk about method overriding, we talk about inheritance. So the return type, the method name, and there are no parameters, and they are writing public. So everywhere the same we are writing. But we need to see that is being written in inheritance concept. Whenever you write extends keyword, we go for inheritance. Now the main class, public class sample extends B comma C. So B is a superclass, B is a subclass for A, right? But here I'm writing what class sample, which is extending. So sample is a subclass, B and C is becoming a superclass for that. Then public static void main. Now here I'm creating a subclass called sample object, and I'm calling display method. Now here you can see first thing, writing like extends B comma C is not applicable in Java because class can extend only one class at a time. But here the sample class extending B comma C at a time, it's not supported in Java. Then for a subclass, I'm creating an object and I'm calling display method. Now the problem here is subclass object is extending what B and C. In B, if you can see, there is a display method. Fine. C is also holding a display method. Now the compiler doesn't understand. You are calling d.display fine. From which class you are calling? Either you are calling from A or calling from B or C. But here the sample is extending only this one B and C. But still there is a problem like either the display method from B should be executed or C should be executed. So creates ambiguity which display method to call. So if you run this application, you will get an error. Now here you can see open base expected where it is showing B comma C. Now this B comma C sort of thing, it's not applicable where a class can extend only one class. But here we are able to extend more than one class. Now that is not supported, so that it is leading to an error. So whenever you are trying to derive a class from two or more than two classes and method names are same in superclass and subclass, then the diamond problem arises. So in order to overcome this particular problem, we have a separate scenario. By using some default methods, we can overcome this one. Like if you can see this program, I'm writing interface, demo interface 1, then public default void display. Now this keyword I'm applying here. Actually, we don't write all these things in interface, but when you go for overriding concept, we are using one technique called default method to be written, and I'm writing some logic. So this is interface 1. Then coming to interface 2, this one is interface demo 2. Still one more default method, but the display method and everything is same. So here display method is called default method. Here also display method is called default method. Now two interfaces are there, demo interface 1 and 2, and 2 times I've written display method for method overriding. Now here you can see I'm writing one class, public class demo class, implements. See here you are writing implements because demo interface 1 is an interface. Demo interface 2 is also an interface. So I clearly mentioned you need to use implements keyword. And demo class is a class. So class should be implementing interfaces like demo interface 1 comma demo interface 2. Now in this demo class also we are having a display method, but it's not a default method. Okay, here we have default method, but here it's not a default method. But now the question is, in interface demo interface 1 and demo interface 2 display methods are there. Now how to call that display method? If I call directly, then there is a problem, again the same problem. So what they are doing is they're taking the reference of interface name, demo interface 1 dot superclass reference, that is super dot display. So this display method is going to execute from interface 1. So the expected outcome is this. Again, you can see demo interface 2 dot super dot display. Then you are going to get this this output. Okay. So here we are trying to take the reference of the interface name. Even though you implement in display method, you are trying to take the interface reference. and we are calling the display method by using super keyword. Then in the main method, I'm simply creating the subclass object and call the display method. So subclass object is what? Demo class. So here demo, it goes to demo class, it calls the display method. But internally what is happening is this, there is a display method in demo interface 1 that is called. There is a display method in demo interface 2 that is also been called. So this is one technique where in interface you can write the default method if the method names are same in various interfaces. You can write the default method implementation and call those methods with only its reference, like demo interface 1 for the first one and demo interface 2 for second one. So what are the interface name you give, that you need to replace here. So this is one technique where the method will show the output for this program. Just save the file and run the code. Now you can see the output. The display method of demo interface 1 is called. The display method of demo interface method is invoked. The method names are same. Now I'll show one more application. So I'll create one file here. So I'll create one file. I'm writing like interface demo. Interface demo.java. Okay. Now here, first I'll write the interface, then we'll go for the class. So here I'll write interface keyword. Interface keyword and followed by the interface name, maybe something called addition. Here I'm writing one function called sum integer a integer b, and I put a semicolon not here afterwards. So as I said, the interface also an abstract method. Now here you can see that has been terminating with semicolon means no body definition. I'll write one more interface. Interface sub, okay, subtraction. Now here I will write int sub int a comma b. Okay. If you want to write one more, here only you can write if you want, like void display and semicolon. So any type of method you can write, but you need to terminate the semicolon. In the last program we have seen that whenever the method names are same in that is sub interface and super interface, then we go for the default methods and do the logic. But here it is different. Now one interface is holding two methods, one abstract method, one interface holding only one abstract method. Now I will implement this. So I can write here public class interface demo implements addition comma subtraction. So like this you need to write. Okay. Now here you need to write the logic for this. So I will take the first one, int sum of int a comma int b, and I'm writing return a plus b logic. Return okay. Then okay, now here one more here, since we are written of subtraction, right? Subtraction, I'll write int sub. Here also I'll write return a minus b. One more method is existing, right? Display void display some statement all from display. So I'll write public, because whenever the abstract methods you are writing the logic, no, you need to keep it as public. So that's why it is showing the error line. Okay, like this you can write, right? So sum is implemented, sub is implemented, and display method is implemented. Now you write the main logic. Public class, public class, I'll write the same interface demo. Here I'll write interface demo 1. Here main class, no, I'll write interface demo. Okay, now here you write public static void main string arguments. Okay, then you create the object of subclass called interface demo 1. Interface demo 1 ob equal to new interface demo 1. Okay, now once you create the object, you want to just call ob.sum, sum ob.sum, then you want to call subtract, then you want to call ob.display. Okay, so here I'm calling ob.sum 5, 10, ob.sum 15, 10, and display. So this 5, 10 is going for this, and if A is storing 5 and B is storing 10, so 5 plus 10, 15 will be written in the answer. And whenever the answer is written, it is going to store here, and it is in the println, you get the output sum colon will print as it is, and you get here 15. Similarly, subtraction 15 minus 10 you are going to get, and display, simple display we have put, hello from display will be printed. So in this way you can do interface demo 1. Okay, then save. Interface. The file name interface demo 1. So here we will change like interface demo, and here we'll put interface demo 1, and here we will change interface demo. Okay, because I have put the file name as interface demo 1, we'll take the same one. Here you can give any name to class name. Just to remove this, because when you write public for the class, no, you need to give the same name. There's a rule here, so I have removed that. Just save that. Okay, because already we have given a public for a class here, interface demo 1, so you need to give the same name. Okay, because if you give one more class as public, it will the name, it is going to ask again some error. It is going to display that the interface demo should be the file name. Just run this and see the output. Okay, here you got sum 15, subtraction 5, and hello from display. Okay, now the same program, same thing, just a small change. I'll just copy this. I'll create a new file. I'll write interface demo2.java. I'll just paste here. Now what I want to show here is, instead of writing a separate here only the change here is I can write extends addition. That means one interface can extend another interface also. There's a meaning. Now instead of writing two interfaces here, instead of writing two interfaces by putting a comma, we just remove this one. One is enough, because this addition, not addition, subtraction unit, right? Subclass, no, sub interface, no, unit, right? Subtraction. Okay, class interface demo 2 we need to mention here. Okay, so the sub interface which is extending addition, so I'm writing implements class interface demo implement subtraction. There should be some brace, no, open brace. Okay, now it's okay, fine. So save it. So only the change I made here is you write extends. That means I want to show here is one interface can extend another interface. That is the concept. The other way it's same, but you write implement sub interface name. Don't write super interface name. This will not work then. Save and run. So you have got the same output you can see. So either way you can do. Okay. Here we can extend. Otherwise, without extension means I need to write here separately. Okay. So in this way, you need to work out the multiple inheritance in Java using interfaces. So I think I have given some input on what is multiple inheritance and how to achieve multiple inheritance in Java through interfaces. If you like this video, please subscribe and share to your friends. Thank you.